Hey guys, so it was time to make a video. I've been going, you know, I'm always talking about how I've been going for a while, but this time was for a very different reason. Um, I've been gone because one, I've had a lot going on. Two, I haven't been able to creatively express myself. Um, feel a bit stifled. I feel a bit out of my element. I feel a bit not in my own self, I guess that's the word. So I wanted to give myself time, and I don't like to force things. I don't like it to be where I'm like doing something just because it's not organic, and it never I never like it. Like, I can tell when my videos are forced. I can tell when my blogs are forced. I can tell when anything I do is forced because it's just not great. It's not good to watch. Nobody wants to watch that. Like, anyway, whatever. So I figured I would make this video just to give I don't know, just to vent. So it could kind of be that moment between now and when I do decide to come back and start blogging and vlogging and making videos. So for a while, I have just been in a transitional period in my life. I moved to New York in August, and it's been a good time, but it's also been very difficult for me. Difficult because I've been away from home, difficult because I've been away from family, difficult because I've been away from everything that I know. So I basically picked up my life and started anew, but I didn't really have anything to connect me to the city. So, going home every chance I could get, I wasn't really living like I live in New York. I was just kind of a visitor here. My bad. I was just kind of a visitor. And I want to say about last week, I watched this video on YouTube. I watched a video from Taryn916, and she was is she still Taryn916 or is she Taryn Guy now? It seemed same difference. Okay, so I was watching her video, and it just spoke to me. I was like, yo, she's on to something. What is this? Because she was speaking about how this can become a bit much. You start censoring yourself. You start thinking, oh, this person might not like this, and oh, that person might not agree, and oh, are they gonna like it? It becomes stifling. And I'm naturally a creative person, and I like to express myself, but because I'm a lot more under the radar, and I know people are watching the things that I do, it stifled me. I've become quiet. I've become politically correct in too many ways. Like, I'm worried about offending anybody. Anything you can, everything you can say can offend someone. But I'm so worried about those people. But it has kept me from staying true to who I am, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating. You're trying to keep up with the Joneses. You're trying to keep up with everybody and everything that they're doing, and it's like, you can't. You cannot keep up with everybody. You just have to follow your life's journey and just enjoy what life has for you. And I got caught in that. On top of my own issues going on. I mean, life happens, but life got real for me once I got here. It was really difficult. It was really, really difficult for me to find friends. In New York, you spend so much time pretending like you don't see anyone else. You walk down the street. There's a million people on the street, but you're acting like you're the only one there because you don't want to talk to anybody. You're on the subway. You're on the subway with hundreds of people, but you're acting like you don't see them. You're keeping to yourself. So it's you constantly walking around with your guard up. And it's very hard to break that shell, as opposed to when I was in Jersey. When I was in Jersey, I could talk to anyone. I could walk down the street and say hello to someone and they would say hello back. But here, you talk to someone and say hello to them, they're gonna look at you like you're insane. And that was an adjustment for me. It was very difficult, because I normally don't have an issue with making friends. Like, not, oh, okay, well, you're going to be my best friend forever. But I don't have an issue with just talking to people. Having an interaction, having a connection, a human connection. I'm not talking about, oh, I feel like we're, kindred spirits. I mean, a human connection where you're just having a conversation and you're getting something back from them. I haven't had that. You go to a store and they're just like, get in, get out. So my life has been that. And it's been very difficult for me to establish a life here, because I haven't had anything to connect me here. And it led me to a deep, I don't want to say dark place, because it sounds like, I was, and I don't know, like I was just in the darkest place of my life. No, it wasn't that. It would just let me, I was a little depressed. I was depressed. I was like, wow, maybe this just isn't for me. On top of the fact that, I've been working very hard to get my career off the ground. I've been working to get everything I need done, and it was not happening. I couldn't find a job for a little bit, which was okay, because it gave me the opportunity to, focus on my talents. But, it was a little like, all right, well, I got bills to pay. We got to get this done. So it's been difficult for me. It's been difficult. And I've learned who to cut in my life again and who to cut out. And it was definitely a hard thing to swallow. It's never easy knowing that you cannot count on people that you always thought you can count on. That's a hard lesson to learn. And I guess those were lessons that I just had to learn. But now I can say I'm in a better place. And I don't know if it's because it's getting warmer, but I just feel like I'm in a better place. And I can see, for months I was here, but I wasn't showing up. What I mean by that is my body would be present, but me, my spirit, the essence, the thing that makes me Desaree, wasn't showing up. When you're a model, when you work in the fashion industry, when you work in the entertainment industry, there will be so many people who try to take away everything you have. They pick here, they pick there. They pick here, they pick there. They take a chunk here, they take a chunk there. So in the end, and they take away all these things from you, and sometimes they don't place them back, or they don't fill them with substance. They fill them with what they think you should be, and what they think is going to make you this, and what's going to make you that. But when people pick at you like that, they forget to restore. They forget to give back exactly what makes you different, what makes you stand out from everybody else. And I wasn't getting that back, and I was so busy trying to be what everybody else wanted me to be, I stopped living for me. I stopped living my truth. I stopped walking in my journey. I started walking my path according to what other people said my pathway should be. And that's when things went left. That's when the signals got crossed. That's when things got a little funny. And that's when I noticed, because I didn't notice it at first, but I noticed eventually that I was looking in the mirror, but I wasn't recognizing the person in front of me. I wasn't staring at me. I was staring at my shell. Things that make me, I wasn't doing them. I wasn't allowing myself to flow creatively. I didn't have anything to connect me to being here. I just didn't have any creative expression. I didn't have the Desaree. Like right now, I just got off work, but I have to wear studs at work. And that's cute some days, but anybody who knows me, I'm the girl who wears hoop earrings. But I wasn't giving myself the opportunity to have a break from that. So all day, every day, I was walking around trying to be what somebody else wanted me to be. And it left me empty. It left me dry. You know, who are you living for? I had to ask myself, Desaree, who are you living for? Are you living for them? Are you living for yourself? You know, I'm learning that I am not going to be able to make everyone happy, and that's okay. Everyone's not going to be happy with my decisions. Everyone's not going to be happy with, you know, where I'm going in life. Everyone's not going to support it. But am I okay with that? Can I stand by my decisions and say, this is exactly where I need to be? Can I say that I listen to the voice of God and He told me to do this? Can I say that I know I'm walking in my purpose? Can I say that? Because my purpose isn't for everybody, and it's not for everyone to get. So if I let them tell me what to do, and I let them dictate what I'm going to do, I'm going to miss my message. I'm going to miss those things that I'm supposed to get from this. And that was the hard lesson that I learned. It was a hard lesson. You know, and now looking back, as they say, hindsight, I'm not angry with myself at all, but I'm kind of like, all right, that should never ever happen again. I have a bad habit of letting the opinions of others speak louder than the opinion of myself. You know, others will always have something to say about me, and they always have. Ever since I was a kid, it seems like people were a little too in tune with what I had to do, but I was also a little too in tune with what they had to say. So there's the imbalance, you know, there's the thing that doesn't free me. You know, people can be tuned in. Let them watch. Turn on the TV and watch the show. But am I too engaged with all the negative comments, all the feedback and criticism they give? Because everybody's criticism isn't in your favor, and everyone's going to have something to say, but a good amount of it is to tear you down. And I'm still learning that is what it is. Like, people aren't always on your side, and that's okay. But you have to learn to appreciate the people who are on your side. There are so many people who you will encounter in life, but the appreciation of the ones who are on your side, like, that's gold. That's gold. If you have people that you can say are in your life and respect you and you trust them and they honor you, they're loyal to you, that's more than anyone could ever ask. Because there's some people in life who don't have that. You know? So it's like, what are you going to do? Who are you going to live for? Are you going to let them tell you can't do it and then look back later and say, man, I should have done it? Because I've done that too many times in my life. I'm looking back now and thinking I should have ran track. You know, not that, yeah, this story is relevant, but like, I don't know why I feel the need to tell it. But in college, the track coach, almost every day, once a week, this man, if he would see me on campus, he'd be like, so you know, we got a spot for you on the track team, right? And I'd be like, ha ha ha, okay. He'd be like, you gonna come? And I'd be like, I'll think about it. And I said every time, I'll think about it. I don't know. I'll think about it. It was always, I'll think about it. And it wasn't because I wasn't capable of doing it. I was scared. I was scared. But my scared behind wasn't thinking about the scholarship that I could have had that I really could have used. Oh, God, student loans. But I could have used that. I could have used that money. Two, that could have been something that got me on track, because my grades in college were good, but not as good as they could have been. That would have put me in a place where I had a lot more discipline. I had the discipline for myself, but I'm very social, and I tend to get caught up in these social activities. And I was giving myself away to people who didn't deserve it. I guess I'm important. I was just giving myself away to people who didn't deserve it. And, you know, it's growing pains, but if I knew then what I knew now. So all of this to say, I'm in a better place. I have finally got my happy back, and not part-time. I've got my full-time joy back. And I have gotten my relationship with God back. You know, when you get off track, when you get off track with your relationship this way, things get a little weird. When you stop hearing that voice, things get a little weird. It felt like I had driven a car. You know, when you're driving, you find a station that's great, you jam it. Biggie, come on. Tupac. Beyonce. Then you start to go out a little bit, and then the static kicks in. You're like, oh, but I still hear my song. Let's go. Then the static becomes static only. You know, you don't hear the lyrics anymore. All you're listening to is static because you travel too far out of your zone. You travel too far from your purpose. You travel too far from your goal. And that's what life was like. I was literally going through life hearing static. And I didn't know I was hearing static. That's the tricky part. You know, you stop hearing this voice, but you just think that maybe he's forgotten me. But God will never leave you nor forsake you. So why would I be hearing static? He hasn't changed. So what has changed? Me. There were some things I wasn't trusting in him to provide me with all that I need. And you cannot live like that. You know, I was going through some things financially and I was getting down on myself, but I forgot. You know, I might not be eating filet mignon, but I will be eating. I won't go hungry. I may not be wearing Gucci. I may not be wearing Prada. I might not be walking into the Louis store, walking around with my Michael Kors bag. But I'm clothed. I have a handbag. You know, it might have came from Just Fab, but look, $39.95 never looked so good. Shoot. I forgot. And there's just a beauty in having that relationship with God. You know, things are much clearer. You know, when you're following his voice, things come to you and it's like that. It's not even, oh, was that me? Or it's clear, it's concise. 'Cause God is not the author of confusion. So if things are just too confusing, that's not him. He's not in it. God's not in it. She preaching today. I don't know, guys. It was time. It was time for me to make this video. It was time for me to tell y'all I can't censor myself anymore. I have so many things. Like I wanted to write a blog about the usage of the N-word, but I was like, oh my God, so many people use the N-word. How are they going to receive what I have to say and know why I'm so disgusted by it? And I stopped. I couldn't, because I had all these thoughts running through my head. Then I wanted to make natural hair videos. I'm like, nobody cares about my videos. Nobody cares. I was like, oh, they're boring. You know, you're not getting any comments. And you go to other people's pages and you're like, wow, they're doing all this stuff. And look at me, I'm getting 20 views. I'm getting 20 views. Nobody wants to view my videos. And you have these thoughts, these negative thoughts just running around in your head. And it eats you alive. It eats you. You gotta rid yourself of those thoughts. You gotta rid yourself of those problems. Like, allow yourself to be free. Free yourself from it. Because it's not fun. And it's not healthy. And it only makes your life harder. You're already fighting the outside world. Why fight yourself inside. This is your peace. This is your sanctuary. Your body, that's your temple. This is your mind should be where you go to escape, not imprison yourself to these thoughts. Shouldn't have to go through that. I think I'm done venting. I think I'm done. So long story short, I'm back at it. Gonna get back to it. Gonna start vlogging more. Because I need it. I need to be able to express myself. It's killing me because I have to keep my mouth shut and I can't take it anymore. Oh, I can't take it. Alright guys. So somebody somewhere doing something. Let me know if you like this video. And if you don't, it's okay. Because I'm okay. And yes, I'll go. I want to talk somewhere. I want to roll. But that's alright. Bye.